So there's a lot of things going on right now on Reddit regarding the Slaton sisters. And we're going to start off with this one itself in particular because, to be honest with you, I was quite surprised that I didn't even notice it myself. But as you can see here, this person came up by saying that in the beginning of season 7, episode 7, the lawyer helping Amy told her that he got her charges dropped down to scheduled 6. His words were, that basically means you had some of that substance around you. If Amy is getting charged for just having them around her and not possession, that tells you they were Brian's drugs, or Brian is taking the possession charge for Amy. Either way, Amy should have never put herself or her sons in that position. She's lucky to have her charges dropped down to such a strict state, which of course is something that came as a massive surprise to a lot of people. Now, of course, we have spoke about this before, obviously, when the court case was going on around last year. And if you haven't seen those videos to get a bit more details regarding, obviously, everything that went down, please do check out those videos. But with that being said, though, I'm going to head over now to another one itself in particular, where in this one, someone came out by saying that Tammy and Amy not following each other on IG. Was there a crash out between the two of them? I just noticed they aren't following each other on social media. So I took it upon myself to head over to the Instagram. And as I went over here, first, I began at Amy's page, to be fair, and then I searched Tammy's name. Then I went to Tammy's page to search Amy's name. And I'm going to show you guys right now what happens when you search, obviously, the names. As you can see here, there is no Amy Slaton Holterman on this page whatsoever. So this means that Tammy is definitely not following her sister anymore. Then I went over, then now obviously we're going to go, if it works in a bloody second. The internet these days is always doing a ruckus. You know what, let me just go on the search thing. It'll be here somewhere, never mind. There we go. So then obviously you go over to Amy's page itself in particular, and I literally show you guys exactly the same thing so you can see it from both fronts, okay? So of course, Tammy's page is not appearing, okay? Not even former Tammy. Obviously Tammy does go by the name of Queen Tammy, so we'll put in the Queen Tammy first as well, to also give you guys that clarification, all right? So obviously, as you can see, these two are 100% not following each other, which is very, very surprising because I know these sisters, well, all family members have always got issues happening all the time, but they never really ever necessarily give up on each other like that. But obviously, in this situation, they have generally come out to really give up on, well, to really have that dispute. So I do wonder if the wedding that Amy cancelled, I do wonder if the wedding is back on, if Tammy is now no longer going to be invited, because obviously that would be something else that would be quite crucial to know as well. But I'll tell you what else that I didn't actually think of, to be fair, because obviously the thread focused on Tammy and Amy. But let's just have a look if she's following Chris. Yeah, she's still following her brother Chris, so that is a positive, at least that they still have that relationship. I'd imagine obviously Tammy would still be following Chris as well. Obviously we've got Amanda. Let's just have a look to see if Amanda's there as well, and then obviously that'll give us an idea. Yeah, Amanda's there as well. Obviously the second person in the middle, Amanda Holtman is there as well. So obviously when it comes to her other family members, I don't know if Misty is on the IG, but I'll type in Misty's name as well just to see what pops up. Yeah, I don't think Misty's on IG. I don't think she's ever really had that kind of presence online, to be fair with you. So the positive is obviously that is still happening. It just means that these two are the only ones that have the issue at this moment in time, which is hell sad. Just thought I'd try and Brittany, obviously Chris's wife, but then at the same time, I don't know if Brittany's actually on IG, so there is that. So I won't say that she's not following her as well, because there could be a case where she doesn't actually have Brittany because Brittany doesn't have it online, which would make sense because Brittany doesn't give me the vibe to be the kind of person that would have an online account, to be honest with you. To be fair, the whole family doesn't. I just feel like Chris probably has it since the show started, do you know what I mean? Because that was something that's going to help him stay on the show. Because really and truly, if you think about it, the people that do have an account online are the ones that we see the most reoccurring on the show. That being Amy, Tammy, Amanda, and Chris. Obviously, Misty's there quite a bit, but, not as much as the rest, you know what I mean? Same as Brittany as well. But nonetheless, though, at this moment in time, it seems to me as if this dispute has been ongoing. And you have to remember, guys, the season itself was filmed last year. So that means at some point, either last year or maybe early this year, the sisters stopped following each other. which is sad because that means, of course, their dispute has been going on for a long time now. Of course, we've got the last episode to come out next week. Obviously, we have to see what goes down in that episode, and that may give us a bit more information regarding how Amy and Tammy have left their relationship. But it is so sad because they've come such a long way together. You know, obviously, whether it's been bickering each other or whether that's been on the same side, okay? Now, of course, if you want to head over Reddit and you feel free to want to read this long-ass little thing here, by all means necessary, do what you gotta do. I will tell you this now, I did not, because I was like, I'm not investing time on something that has six ups. But I will read the first part where somebody says, for all of those who think Amy is jealous of Tammy's weight loss, all I can say is, can you blame her? That is a crazy thing to say. What do you mean, can you blame her? Amy should never be jealous of Tammy's success weight-wise. Okay? At the end of the day, she said on the last episode that she's not jealous. She said that she's proud of her sister. And to be honest with you, I don't think Amy is jealous. I don't think Amy has the capacity to even care about Tammy being on that. I think Amy only has the capacity of thinking about things that revolve around her in a different way. You know, but Amy's always complaining about something. Amy's always doing what she can to make things all about herself. But I don't think this weight area is it, because at the end of the day, when it came to the weight situation, in my opinion, she only lost weight just for the purpose of having her kids. Since then, it hasn't happened. And since then, she's used the boys as an excuse to why she hasn't lost anymore. So that tells me everything that I need to know about that woman, do you know what I mean? And I just feel like sometimes she may mention the conversation about, you know, losing weight again purely because the family are losing weight. So really and truly, if she was jealous, it wouldn't just be a Tammy thing, because Amanda's lost a lot of freaking weight. Chris has obviously lost a lot of weight. Also, he's been able to have his skin loss surgery as well. Tammy's lost a lot of weight. Also had a skin loss surgery as well. So it's not like Tammy's the only one. But of course, I understand that Tammy is the sibling that she's always been the closest to. But what I'm saying is that when Amy does talk about weight loss surgery on the show, I just don't think it's solely because of the fact that Tammy is now where she's at. I think it's because when the family get together, a lot of the time, Chris has a habit of bringing up where everyone's at with their progress. So I think she's looking around and she's probably feeling a little bit left out, which is sad because this is her own choice, but she's probably feeling a bit left out with the fact that all the other siblings have weight loss in common now. And when it came to it originally of losing weight, she was kind of like the first one that lost weight by herself, technically speaking. Everybody else kind of lost weight after her. So I can imagine looking around and being like, damn, like when I was losing weight, Tammy definitely wasn't, because she was freaking in a coma. I mean, let's call it what it is. Chris was kind of beginning, but he was still up and down with it. Amanda wasn't even considering the idea of weight loss. You know what I mean? Misty wasn't even thinking about it. Brittany wasn't even breathing about it. You know what I mean? But now, all of a sudden, that I lost a little bit of weight, had my two boys. Now all of you are actually taking weight loss seriously. Tammy's actually doing it seriously. Chris is actually doing it seriously. So is Amanda. So is Misty. So is Brittany. Well, no. Brittany's mentioned the idea of it. Whether she's going to do it or not is a whole different conversation. But the fact is, though, I would say that Amy probably feels left out rather than being jealous. Because remember, one of the things that she spoke about highly in this episode was the fact that nobody's over here to support me. You know, and she, obviously this is her regarding to her wedding. So I wasn't surprised if she started thinking about all the things that she's had to do without, you know, everybody else being on the same page. Because obviously all of these guys have now all lost weight together, motivating each other. But at the same time, though, they have tried to bring Amy along with them. But Amy obviously just hasn't been on the same page. So regardless of how it all is, Amy's still to blame for her own weight loss journey. That's just that. We'll call it what it is. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Oh, tell me, what do you think? Why do you think that Amy and Tammy are no longer following each other? Let us know. Yeah, peace.